Join the club of the richest 1%. By employing the strategies in this video, you can become rich and established and join the club of the richest 1%.
The knowledge and strategies in this video are rooted in Jacob Nayman's extensive experience, distilling more than a quarter of a century in his role as a leading investment and economic advisor to some of the world's wealthiest. Infusing your life with the financial strategies outlined in this video will enable you to achieve the most important goal of the 21st century: financial independence.
Perfect world versus real world. The perfect world is a moral utopian world without manipulations, in which people are seen as intelligent entities who deserve fair treatment. It's a world in which what you see is what you get, that is, the private and public agendas are the same. Trust, transparency, and shared goals are used as powerful, effective tools to achieve a common goal that benefits all involved parties. In the moral utopian world, the main tool to motivate others to actively support private and public agendas is to connect the values, desires, and goals in the agenda to other people's values, aims, and ambitions. In the perfect world, when you make a decision to actively support an agenda, you will realize your authentic desires and goals. The real world is an immoral world characterized by manipulation and deceit. People or corporations see other people in society only as a means to an end, a pawn or object that should be exploited to serve their selfish economic goals and desires. These entities champion public and private agendas that are not the same. Their public agenda camouflages the clandestine agenda. It pretends to serve our values and desires and to care about our well-being. But their private agenda doesn't correspond to their public agenda. In the real world that is characterized by manipulation and deceit, when people or corporations look to promote their clandestine agenda, they try to manipulate us by camouflaging their private agenda with a presentation of a public agenda that corresponds to people's desires and goals. This kind of manipulation most of the time will impair our ability to make wise decisions that serve our values, aims, and ambitions, often at our expense. Eat as much as you desire. As an example, in the past, large corporate food companies claimed that the only reason people were suffering from obesity was because they weren't exercising enough. And they published research to prove their claim. What they didn't publicize, however, was that they sponsored the research. They also invested a lot of money in advertising, creating commercials to deliver their message. Eat as much as you desire, exercise, and you will not be obese. This kind of manipulation served their economic agenda at the expense of those who adopted that harmful agenda and usually remained obese and less healthy in the process. The main points in the perfect utopian world: the first principle is what you see is what you get. The private and public agendas are the same. The second principle is making the world a better place. Social interests will prevail over private interests. In the real world of manipulations, the first principle is using manipulation and deceit. The private and public agendas are not the same. The second principle is making their world a better place, even if it means their private interest will prevail over social interests.